Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chelsea's challenge, Tessa's rules, and Kane's confessions. On Monday, October 27th, 2025, spoilers for The Young and the Restless are available. Fans can anticipate Kane Ashby confessing to Lily Winters on the upcoming episode. Ground rules are established by Daniel Jr. and Tessa Porter. Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson also have an unforeseen obstacle to overcome. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The ground rules for Tessa Porter. Let's begin with Daniel and Tessa. The singer is still uncertain about the future of her marriage. As time passes, Mariah Copeland appears to be becoming sicker and more alone. Tessa has made the decision to kiss Daniel. Daniel had been concerned about exploiting the girl all along. She has acknowledged, nevertheless, that she also feels something for him. Read more. Discover the events of YNR's most recent episode. According to the statement, Tessa and Daniel will establish some ground rules in Monday's episode. Fans are aware, though, that soap operas are never as simple as they first seem. The care given to Mariah Copeland. Mariah is battling her inner demons as Tessa is establishing ground rules with Daniel. Ian Ward has previously been seen by the girl. Fans are aware that his eyes popped awake in the ambulance following the shooting months ago, even though he is supposed to be dead. Could it be that Mariah merely believes it was a hallucination and Ian was actually present in person? Read this. The Young and the Restless sneak peek week of October 27th. Victor and Phyllis's agreement, Kane's caution and Chelsea's dismay. Kane Ashby's disclosure. According to spoilers for the upcoming episode of The Young and the Restless, Kane will confess to Lily. Does this mean that the AI program has vanished or that Phyllis Summers is involved? From the start, Lily has been seeking answers, but Kane simply continued to play games. If he does confess, will it be a sincere revelation or only a ploy to win Lily over? The unexpected challenge of Chelsea Lawson. He loses complete control when he is with Billy Abbott. In a sneak peek, Chelsea enters the room looking shocked after Billy had punched Adam. Adam's expression obviously indicates that he wanted Billy to strike him. Chelsea will not tolerate Billy's brutality, even though she cares about both guys. Chelsea might once more be faced with a moral conundrum for which there is no obvious answer. Will Chelsea have to choose a side once more, and what will she do? Ground rules, confession, and an unexpected challenge. As a new week begins in Genoa City, The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, October 27th, reveal some significant revelations. A super couple encounters an unforeseen obstacle. Two pals establish ground rules, and someone confesses. What can we expect from Monday's show? It's time to find out. Kane Ashby's disclosure. According to Monday, October 27th spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Kane Ashby will confess to Lily Winters. Does this have to do with the theft of his AI software or the potential that he set up Phyllis Summers? Only time will tell if Kane is keeping quiet because he knows what Phyllis did. Danny establishes the rules. Daniel and Tessa Porter will establish some ground rules across town. Click here to see the first glimpse of Roger Howarth's portrayal of Sienna's husband, Mitch Bacall, in The Young and the Restless spoilers. Following their passionate kiss at GCAC during the week of October 20th to 24th, and Daniel's admission that he is falling for Tessa, it appears that these two will attempt to maintain their friendship without going too far. Fans of YNR can see right immediately that these ground rules will be completely disregarded the next time they have the chance to become emotional. Unexpected difficulty. Last but not least, Monday's teasers for The Young and the Restless indicate that Chelsea Lawson and Adam Newman will encounter an unforeseen obstacle. Is Connor Newman, their son, involved in this? Although the youngster has overcome his mental health concerns, this does not indicate that he will not encounter obstacles. However, this could be related to Newman Media. Billy Abbott is scheduled to knock Adam out during the week of October 27th to 31st, So if he has chosen to publish another hit piece on Billy, this might be the start of additional turmoil. Introduction: a network of confidentiality and emotional disclosures. In the dynamic and ever-shifting world of the young and the restless, Monday's October 27th, 2025, episode is sure to rock Genoa City to its foundation. This chapter, Kane confesses, Tessa's rules, Chelsea's challenge, resolves three moral and emotional disputes that escalate long-simmering tensions. The episode examines the thematic triangle of truth, boundaries, and consequence as Kane Ashby's guilt finally comes to the surface. Tessa Porter struggles with love and loyalty, and Chelsea Lawson faces a test of her conscience and heart. The way this episode humanizes each character via their internal struggles, in addition to the intense drama, is what makes it so engaging. These plots aren't merely meant to shock readers. They also speak to important relational and psychological realities regarding morality, desire, guilt, and trust. Let's examine each thread in detail to see how these tales relate to one another and what they tell us about Genoa City's character. Section 1. The Weight of Secrets, Kane Ashby's Disclosure. The Weight of Deceit. Kane Ashby has long been a figure characterized by his duality, a sincere man who is troubled by his own poor choices all the time. In addition to being a crucial plot point, his impending confession to Lily Winters also marks a long-awaited emotional reckoning. Kane has navigated a number of dubious moral situations over the years, including impersonations, corporate manipulations, and covert partnerships. He is currently involved in a digital age scam involving a missing artificial intelligence program and the cunning Phyllis Summers. This confession is presented as an existential and personal turning point. Whether it is about Phyllis's schemes or his own involvement, Kane's decision to come clean finally represents a turning point where the need for atonement and the lies of the past meet. Kane is forced to consider if his repentance is sincere or just another ploy as Lily, who has always been the moral compass in their relationship, takes on the roles of judge and redeemer. The emotional chaos of Lily. There is good reason for Lily Winters to be cautious. She had previously experienced emotional trauma, deceit, and betrayal at Kane's hands. Viewers should anticipate witnessing a flurry of contradicting feelings when she hears his confession, including rage, grief, empathy, and a painful déjà vu feeling. The dishonesty in her personal life stands in stark contrast to her professional life, which is linked to corporate accountability and transparency. Will Kane's confession be taken seriously by Lily, or will she interpret it as a ploy to win her back? The audience is kept in suspense by the complexity of Kane's motivations, his combination of self-preservation and regret. Is he motivated by fear of being exposed or by true guilt? The AI scandal, Genoa City's contemporary morality. The missing AI software subplot offers an intriguing metaphor for the digital world, showing how technology reflects human frailties. The distinction between invention and manipulation is blurred by Kane's involvement in a data theft controversy. His admission may be interpreted as a statement on how fear and ego may taint even the most progressive goals. If he has actually concealed his involvement in the software's disappearance, Kane's own fractured identity, parts of himself lost in the quest for control and redemption, may be symbolized by the AI's absence. Therefore, his confession is a frantic cry for self-reclamation as well as a story twist. Future repercussions and foreshadowing. Kane's admission starts a chain reaction. It might either reignite an old flame or start a quarrel that changes the balance of power in Genoa City, depending on Lily's response. Furthermore, this discovery can lead to a high-stakes conflict between personal integrity and corporate ethics if Phyllis is involved, as rumors indicate. Confessions never result in catharsis in soap opera tradition. Instead, they lead to turmoil. Additionally, Kane may be destroyed by the act of speaking the truth. Part 2. Love, Loyalty, and the Brittleness of Boundaries. Tessa Porter's Ground Rules. The kiss that made all the difference. The delicate and erratic relationship between Tessa Porter and Daniel Jr. is the episode's emotional core. Both characters are thrown into a morally difficult situation following an unplanned kiss that neither can forget. Still married to Mariah Copeland, Tessa struggles with longing and shame. Daniel's internal conflict, however, is evident as his admiration for Tessa clashes with an irresistible emotional and physical pull. It's telling and ironic that they decided to set ground rules. The rules of the heart are designed to be broken in the realm of soap operas and, to some extent, in real life. Nevertheless, this instance reflects a human impulse to bring order to disorder and an effort at moral accountability. The emotional development of Tessa, from a cunning, ambitious rookie to a profoundly sympathetic artist and partner, Tessa Porter has experienced one of the most significant character transformations in YNR's recent history. One of the most forward-thinking and emotionally impactful plotlines on the program has been her love for Mariah. But now that Mariah is withdrawing into solitude and experiencing mental anguish, Tessa's loneliness serves as a breeding ground for temptation. Establishing ground rules with Daniel is about survival, not self-control. It's how she maintains her individuality in the face of emotional turmoil. Her kiss with Daniel was more a sign of grief, a need for connection when her marriage feels like a ghost of itself, than a betrayal. Daniel's internal struggle. Daniel Jr. is similarly caught between his conscience and his love. Daniel is aware of the risk in his developing relationship with Tessa, having gone through his own share of turbulent relationships. His regard for Mariah and his reluctance to take advantage of Tessa's weakness give his persona layers of nobility and constraint. Repression, however, rarely lasts, as YNR fans are well aware. Beneath their attempts at friendliness and professionalism, Daniel and Tessa's chemistry is simmering. It is inevitable that their rules will be broken, not with malice. The conflict between what should be and what cannot be denied is what makes soap opera romances so compelling. Ian Ward's haunting and Mariah's decline. Mariah Copeland is waging an internal conflict while Tessa and Daniel battle their feelings. Her psyche may be collapsing, as evidenced by her potential hallucinations of Ian Ward, a cunning character long believed to be dead. The plot is given an unsettling psychological element by the uncertainty around whether these images are the consequence of trauma or a diabolical reality. Ian Ward's reappearance could be a real and symbolic haunting if he is actually alive. He stands for Mariah's shattered identity, her unresolved history, and the lasting harm caused by manipulation. Mariah's collapse may have been caused by Tessa's emotional remoteness, but might also have been a sign that the darkness was still holding her. Boundaries and emotional ethics as themes. The young and the ongoing interest in emotional ethics are highlighted by the Tessa, Daniel, and Mariah triangle. What is meant by betrayal? Is the quiet of emotional neglect more damaging than a kiss between two lonely souls? A love triangle becomes a meditation on human frailty as a result of these inquiries. Part 3. The unexpected challenge Chelsea Lawson faces, balancing morality and love. Violence and compassion colliding. This episode's plot of Chelsea Lawson contrasts moral fortitude with emotional brittleness. The scenario is tense as she enters and sees Billy Abbott punching Adam Newman, not only because of the physical act, but also because of the significance of the scene, competition, history, and unresolved emotion. The ongoing conflict between self-righteousness and self-destruction that characterizes Billy and Adam's fight is the stuff of YNR folklore. However, the scene is reframed by Chelsea's terrified response. For her, the cyclical nature of suffering and violence is more important than masculine pride. Chelsea has a razor-thin threshold for disorder, since she has experienced manipulation, loss, and near-death experiences. She might be forced to make another moral decision at this time. Chelsea's internal conflict. Chelsea's capacity for empathy has always been both a strength and a weakness. She has a strong love, but she finds it difficult to distinguish it from guilt. She is forced to reconsider the type of man she wants in her life and, consequently, the person she wants to be after witnessing Billy's anger. Given her history with both men, She runs the danger of offending Billy and coming across as hypocritical if she stands up for Adam. She might lose a unique bond based on shared trauma if she criticizes Billy. In any case, Chelsea has a psychological as well as an exterior struggle. She has to face her propensity to lose sight of her own tranquility and become caught in other people's turbulence. Adam Newman, the tragic antihero or the master manipulator. Another intriguing element is added by Adam's response, which seems to indicate that he wants Billy to hit him. Adam has always been a self-destructive man who views punishment as a perverse kind of forgiveness. During the punch scene, his expression of silent acquiescence might indicate that he is actually sinking into despair or that he is setting up a psychological trap. Therefore, Chelsea's task might not be to choose between two guys, but to acknowledge that both are pathways she has already taken. One of self-sacrifice, the other of volatility. Perhaps recovering herself is the true challenge. Connor's shadow, the innermost feeling. The possible involvement of Chelsea and Adam's kid, Connor Newman, heightens the tension. His persistent mental health issues have given both parents a unique sense of direction. If Connor is worried about the unexpected challenge, a crisis, a relapse, or a risky choice, it would bind Chelsea and Adam in grudging solidarity. Chelsea and Adam may be forced to co-parent through difficult times while facing their mutual toxicity if this plot line develops into one of atonement and accountability. Parenting, compassion, and the cost of past mistakes are the challenges, not just love or rivalry. Section 4. Crossing arcs and symbolic similarities. Despite the seeming separation of these three plot lines, Cain's confession, Tessa's ground rules, and Chelsea's moral reckoning, the young and the restless skillfully connects them through thematic resonance. The first theme, seeking redemption. Tessa, Chelsea, and Cain are all looking for various kinds of atonement. Tessa's is via self-control and honesty. Cain's is through confession. Chelsea's is through empathy and moral clarity. But the same challenge confronts them all, the past. Their tales serve as a reminder to viewers that redemption is a process of constant self-reflection and never a single deed. Theme 2. Transgression and boundaries. Boundaries between truth and dishonesty, love and treachery, and order and chaos are also issues in every plot. Daniel and Tessa's norms are flimsy attempts to define boundaries around desire. Cain's lies are crumbling due to their inherent tendency to cross boundaries. Emotional complexity and brutality strain Chelsea's moral limits. Boundaries in Y&R expose rather than shield. Theme 3. The emotional and technological mirror. An interesting analogy between the emotional programming of the human heart and the missing AI software in Cain's story is presented. Similar to how conflicting directives can cause AI to malfunction, these characters also experience glitches when duty, guilt, and love collide. Thus, the soap opera echoes our contemporary fears. What happens when the systems, emotional or digital, fail in a society fixated on control? The ghosts of the past is the fourth theme. The past permeates Genoa City, from Adam's psychological scars to Ian Ward's eerie presence. Every rule, every obstacle, and every confession is plagued by the past. The story poses the question of whether a setting based on repetition and memory can actually promote recovery. Section 5. Storytelling techniques and performance capabilities. Analysis of scripts. The writing itself strikes a mix between modern emotional reality and the gradual burns and unexpected revelations that characterize traditional soap opera pacing. While Cain's confession sequence promises a torrent of passion and subtext, Tessa and Daniel's dialogue-driven scenes are likely to have a quiet closeness. Chelsea's confrontation scene, meanwhile, serves as a visual crescendo, a clash of the chaos of the present with the trauma of the past. Chemistry of characters. Y&R's ability to cast synergy is one of its strongest points. Cain, who is sometimes seen as slick, gains vulnerability because to Billy Flynn's performance. Tessa and Daniel's interactions have a smoldering genuineness because of the obvious yet suppressed chemistry between Kate Fairbanks and Michael. As usual, Melissa Claire Egan provides nuanced emotional depth to anchor Chelsea's story, expressing fear, bravery, and sadness in a single glance. Possibilities for directing. Directors can highlight psychological disparities by utilizing lighting and spatial composition. Kane's admission may be interpreted as a representation of moral uncertainty in half-shadow. Constrained, symmetrical framing may be used in Tessa and Daniel's moments to evoke feelings of claustrophobia. Dynamic, kinetic energy should be included into Chelsea's confrontation. Tight close-ups, quick cuts, and quiet following the blow should all heighten the impact. Section 6. Hinting to upcoming storylines. The episode that airs on Monday is more of a spark that might start a number of future storylines than an endpoint. Will his confession spark retaliation or restore trust between Kane and Lily? Phyllis's AI plan might start corporate war if it reappears. Tessa, Daniel, and Mariah. If Mariah's hallucinations are connected to a genuine threat, the ground rules plotline is likely to blow up into emotional repercussions. Chelsea, Adam, and Billy. This triangle might turn into a moral battle over Connor's well-being, with Billy possibly going too far. Every storyline combines danger and love, laying the groundwork for weeks of growing drama and moral reflection. Conclusion: Genoa City. Truth, temptation, and change. When the young and the restless examines the thin boundary between emotion and morality, it succeeds. In Kane Confesses, Tessa's Rules, Chelsea's Challenge, each character must confront herself as well as others. The human desire for forgiveness is reflected in Kane's confession. The battle to remain genuine to oneself while remaining faithful to love is embodied in Tessa's Rules. Chelsea's dilemma shows that showing compassion frequently necessitates conflict. Through these interwoven storylines, Y&R serves as a reminder to its viewers that, despite a society full of glitz, power, and dishonesty, the most dramatic conflicts take place in the heart rather than in boardrooms or beds.